Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. We are a week and a bit into the Boomsday expansion. I'm enjoying myself, I'm having fun. Today I'm playing Deathrattle Rogue on the standard mode ladder. And I just thought this clip would be worth highlighting. We're going up against this combo priest. I guess you could, don't know what you call it, a divine spirit, inner fire, topsy-turvy, test subject priest. So the rope is burning. And of course test subject is the key card here. And yes, my friend Jacob there, yes, I agree with what he's just said. What is happening? This was my first time going up against a priest of this nature. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And the turn's over. And I'm thinking, okay, finally, I can now do my turn and do something about this board. No, it keeps going. And by the way, this was his turn 9. Right? This was his turn 9. And it carries on. And as Jacob said, ultra combo. Yes, I don't like the feeling of this. I suspected at this point that I was dead. As I'm looking at that boar on the left hand side. I'm just thinking at this point, is he toying with me? Is he BMing me? Could he have killed me by now? 256 health boar there. And remember, his turn was over like 2 minutes ago, and he's still able to keep going, still able to trade. 512 health, 1024 health. And he trades. Surely he could have killed me on that last turn. But I've never faced off against a boar with so much health before. That's disgusting. And pretty amazing. So I'm not salty at all, because I have the sap. I think in any other situation I just would have been dead on the next turn, but I have the sap there. So that must feel pretty bad for him, sapping a boar that had 1,000 plus health. But anyway.
Justice is mine.
Pretty good feeling there. And now I'm thinking to myself, okay, do I have a chance of winning this game? That's what I was thinking. But I really didn't know what to do at this junction. I mean, I saw my priorities as needing to kill the Radiant Elementals, just because they cheapen his spells. So we clear a little bit of the board. We get rid of one Radiant Elemental there, and we manage to build our own board presence. The problem is he's still got all of these cards, and he continues to go off. He gets the test subject back, and yes, Jacob, it is madness. It is indeed madness. It's that test subject. That is what's causing me all of these problems. And the fact that he's able to get them back to life is such an annoyance. And my deck, at this point, it really is just too slow. It's too slow to go up against what he's got. Just counting damage, and I have a cold blood. But it's not enough for lethal here. It really isn't.
Justice is mine.
But getting the 7/7 feels fine.
Well played.
Yeah, heal yourself. As if there was ever any need to do so.
Mind if I roll need?
But I'm looking at the board and I don't see anything with a ridiculously high health total or a ridiculously high attack value. So I'm thinking, okay, is there a chance that I can win? Is there a chance I can win? This deck does not run any kind of substantial board clear or AoE. That's where it falls down. If you lose control of the board, you're basically dead. We are a tempo deck. We need to maintain our control of the board and then push damage to the face. At this juncture, sure, his minions look smaller, but he has the board. He is in control of this game. His health total is much higher than mine. Pushing damage to his face and ignoring his board would be disastrous for me. So I'm forced here to clear as much as possible. And that test subject is really annoying, so I'm ignoring it. Cube getting us a little bit of value here. But now I have a board of quite substantial minions, and I have a Cold Blood. My friend says nice. Yeah. Maybe this was my turn to try and get some kind of a lethal setup for next turn, but yes. Oh my god. Here's Shadow Reaper Anduin. Absolutely ruins my day. Was I in with a chance of winning this game had I kept my board? Look, second Cold Blood rocks up. Ah, but Anduin coming to his aid. This game is over. Now I have no kind of chance of lethal. At this juncture, just removing the test subject there. I mean, it doesn't do anything. He's had all of those spells back to hand. We're screwed now. The Anduin hero power is just going to kill us. It's over. And this little boar here is just going to do us in. And Jacob says it was a fantastic game. Yeah, I agree. It was a really interesting game, really fun game. I didn't know what to expect in this game. My first time going up against a priest deck of this nature. Yeah, it gives new meaning to combo priest, I think. It's quite interesting. So, today we are playing Starfruit's Deathrattle Rogue on the standard mode ladder. And now I've had a lot of fun with Rogue since the expansion released. It was a class that I avoided playing. It was a class that at one point, you know, I hadn't even got it up to level 60. It was the only class that I had not leveled up to level 60, just because Rogue as a class in general I found quite hard to play and just generally avoided it. Unless I had a quest to complete. But since this expansion, Deathrattle Rogue has had a bit of a new lease of life, and Deathrattles, well, I love Deathrattles, I really do. Since Naxxramas came out years ago, Deathrattle, I guess, is my favourite mechanic in Hearthstone. So, Deathrattle Rogue getting a new lease of life, I thought, okay, let's give it a try, let's keep playing it. So, I've tried it on Wild, I've tried it on Standard now, and yeah, I love it. So, this deck features Necrium Blade, which triggers a Deathrattle on the Deathrattle of the weapon. So really fun sort of weapon. I think it was needed for Rogue to give Deathrattle Rogue a bit of a boost. So in my last video, I played the dudes Deathrattle Rogue on wild mode, and that was pretty exciting. So after that experience, I thought, okay, we've got to try it out here on standard. The deck's quite similar. Devil's Saw Egg is a key card. You want to pop those death rattles quite early with the Necrium Blade. You've also got Carnivorous Cube, Necrium Vial for popping more death rattles. What you don't have in this deck is Nerubian Egg, and that exists in the wild version that I played. But anyway, let's have a look at this deck in action on the wild mode ladder. This is a Warlock, and I'm keeping the Sap because if we get a Mountain Giant out early, a Twilight Drake out early, sapping it is pretty good value. A, it stops them hitting your face for 8 on the following turn, and B, they've got to replay all over again and spend a bit of mana. Sap is especially good against 4 mana 7/7s that Shamans play. Sapping that and then forcing them to replay it when they're overloaded, that's the ultimate value from Sap. But this looks like a Zoolock to me. We just saw Prince Keleseth, and of course, he had it on turn 1 with the coin. Of course.
In the light's name.
So from this point onwards, we're going to be facing a stream of high value minions with a +1/+1 buff, and that makes a massive difference. Absolutely makes a massive difference. Those extra stats, they add up for the duration of the game. One criticism of this deck is that it can be a little bit slow to get going. Sure, I can put an egg down, but what if I don't have a trigger for the death rattle? But he triggered it for me, and there's a reason why he did that. Usually you'd think that was madness. Why on earth would you trigger the death rattle to summon a 5/5? It's because he didn't want me to play cards that triggered the death rattle. He didn't want me to get additional value on that death rattle, with my Necrium Blades, or with my cubes. So he decided to trigger it himself to stop me getting value. It's actually a smart play, but the problem is he put a 5/5 on the board, which is now a 9/5. And now Zoolock doing what Zoolock does best, that's go wide on the board, somewhat. But he's nearly dead. He's nearly dead. We have Leroy, we have Eviscerate in hand. I'm just going to go face here. Ignoring his board. Question is, what do I do with this Eviscerate? Do I throw it face, or do I throw it into a minion? We're actually throwing it face. We are going all in here. All in. If he has Saronite Chain Gang, maybe we're slightly sad. In fact, we would be, because he could kill off our Devil's Saw. Yeah, but he doesn't have the Chain Gang. So our all-in play actually paid off. Oh, look, there's Necrium Vial. Yeah. So his strategy early on I thought was pretty smart. Stop me getting value from Necrium Vial, from Necrium Blade, from a cube, by killing off my egg for me. But in the end, that Devil's Saw, well, it killed him. So, next little game here is against a mage. Now, keeping the Shiny Finder, so we can actually get some value on it and get the second Necrium Blade. I kept the Backstab, because if there are Mana Worms that get played, we can kill them off with a Backstab and our weapon. Yes, there is indeed a Mana Worm. As to be expected from a mage at rank 5, he gets the turn 1 play. Of course he does. So, do we just coin out the Shiny Finder, or do we do the Backstab Hero Power? Backstab Hero Power seems good. Actually gets rid of the minion. We had to use the coin, unfortunately. Maybe I'd have liked to have kept that, but we don't want the Mana Worm to live. A Mana Worm that lives can get out of control quite quickly. Best to have killed it. And now I'm anxious to play the Shiny Finder. the benefit of the Shiny Finder is it will draw the second Necrian Blade out from our deck, and it will generate a ping on his following turn, which hopefully means he's doing nothing else. Oh, he pings anyway. Doesn't actually develop anything on this turn. Wow, okay. And I'm actually going to hit face with my dagger because next turn I'm anticipating that I'll be equipping the Necrian Blade. This guy is playing very, very slowly. And that's a good thing for me. It's a really good thing. We're just going to continue pushing damage here to the best of our ability.
The future is ours.
He plays a Stargazer. Interesting. Ah, damn it. I thought they were all going to go face for a second there. Ah, dear. Good old RNG. Anyway, that Stargazer needs to die. So we put our face into it. Next turn, we can dagger up, hit it again, and kill it off. But he's going to get some value from it in the meantime, I think, which is unfortunate. My hand isn't looking especially great at the moment.
The tools of creation.
Beyond daggering up, what else are we doing? We have the Void Ripper, actually. So we could just trigger the egg, Deathrattle.
Behold the tools of creation.
Wow, look at this value he's getting. So he drew... Oh, he traded. So he drew how many cards from the Stargazer? Must have been at least 2, I think. Oh well.
Justice is mine.
So he killed off his Stargazer for us. So that's now let me play Necrian Blade and the Cold Blood, and to push a little bit more damage to his face. Next turn, we'll get the Deathrattle on the blade, and we'll start building a bit more of a board. So, secret in play. What kind of secret is it? This is standard mode, this is not wild mode, so the pool of secrets is a tad more limited. It is explosive runes. Hey, I'm fine with that, kind of. Given that our health total is at 15 now, we are slightly worried about being burst down. Yeah, +2 spell damage is pretty scary. +7 damage, Cinderstorm. Don't go face. Oh, that's too many face hits. But anyway, this is lethal, right? Just like that. Eviscerate lethal. Felt pretty good. Had we gone another turn, given his ability to get additional spell damage, I wonder if we perhaps would have been dead. I don't know. But yeah, feels good. Deathrattle Rogue to rank 4. So, a big thank you to Starfruit for this deck. It's a solid deck. I would not call it overpowered. I would not call it broken. It feels like an honest deck that is relatively strong. The only issues I have with this deck are as follows. Drawing both Necrian Blades before you get your Cavern Shiny Finder. So then the Shiny Finder does absolutely nothing. That's happened to me a couple of times. Second problem with the deck is you can plop your second problem with the deck is you can plop the Devilsaur Egg down and have no activators for it. Maybe you do not find your Necrian Blade, for example. You do not find a Void Ripper. You do not find a cube or a Necrian Vial, and you're just sat there with a Devilsaur Egg on the board doing nothing. Instead, you're just drawing backstabs, you're drawing fireflies, you're drawing saps, you're drawing Leroy Jenkins, Ziliacs, but no actual way to proc an egg for a little while. Alternatively, you draw the cards that can proc Deathrattle minions. You draw your your Necrim Vials, your Necrim Blades, but you don't have an egg or a whelp that you can play. You draw everything else, your backstabs, your preps, your cold bloods, your fireflies, but you don't draw a Deathrattle minion that can be procced by anything. So that can be really annoying. So really, I've discovered that in the first few turns you need to have a Devilsaur Egg down on the board, and by turn 5 you need to have procced it and got a 5/5 out to start dominating board or to start pushing damage face. That's what I've discovered. So really, this deck is all about card draw in the right alignment, and if you can get that, then this deck is incredibly strong. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys all again very soon for more standard or for more wild mode fun with the Boomsday expansion.